I'm Uli, and today I'm going to tell you about how to prioritize using the 80-20 rule. It is actually a rule that is used in business and economics and all of those things. The best feature of this rule is that it can be applied to anything that you do, and basically what this rule does is it teaches you how to prioritize things and how to know which things to focus on, because if you take anything, any project, any part, any aspect of your life, there are things that you can do to improve that area of your life. So what is the 80-20 rule? If you haven't heard, it's also known as the Pareto principle, and it states that 80% of the outcomes comes from 20% of the causes. And this sentence, when I first read it, it didn't really make any sense to me. Basically what it means is that it's impossible to do everything to your best ability all the time, and most of the time the 20% of the things that you do result in the 80% of all of the total outcomes. And it is a complete coincidence that 20% plus 80% is equal to 100 maths, but it is a complete coincidence and it has nothing to do with 100%. The idea is to get something that you do, and I'll show you a couple of examples, and it makes much more sense with the examples. But you have something that you do, and if you take 100% to be all of the work that you can do for that subject or aspect or project or something, and only 20% of the total work that you can do will result in 80% of all of the outcomes that you can get. So it makes sense to focus on those 20% to get most of the outcome in the time that you have. It was actually an idea that is used a lot in macroeconomics and business, and it was first noticed in the 20th century by the Italian economist Wilfredo Pareto, and that's why it's called the Pareto principle. And he noticed that in his garden, 20% of all the pea plants resulted in 80% of his total pea thing from his garden. And he later expanded that idea to 80% of all of the money in Italy is owned by 20% of the population. Okay, examples so that it makes more sense. If you say I have 1,000 watch minutes, I don't, but let's say I have 1,000 watch minutes, which means that people to altogether spend 1,000 minutes watching my videos. 80% of this 1,000 minutes, or let's say 800 minutes of this watch time is friends from my school, and then the other 200 minutes are random people from the internet. They're all really different. They're all from very different places, very different academics, so they make the 80% of the total population who watch my videos, but they only make 20% of the watch time, and it's really important to see the difference. Okay, I really don't think I got my point across, so I'm just going to try again. Basically, I want you to imagine two sets. The first set are the different types of people who watch my videos, and the second set are the total watch minutes, which is the number of minutes that people spend watching my videos. These two sets are not compared and cannot be added together. The first one is the input, the second one is the output. The 20% of all the people who watch my videos are my friends. They make up the 20% of all the types of people who watch my videos. And they account for 80% of all of the total watch minutes. And then the remaining 80% of the first set are the complete total randos that watch my videos. They make up only 20% of the total watch minutes. I hope that this makes a little bit more sense. I failed miserably trying to explain that, but hopefully I'll do a little bit better next time. Also, no offense to random people who are watching my videos. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys. Don't be offended by the word rando. Thank you very much. So instead of trying to please every single person who watches my video, I work on making sure that my videos fit the people who watch me the most, which are my friends from my school. And maybe that will change over time, but for now, that's what it is. Okay, another example which I think explains this even better because it works with the theme of my channel, and that is practice questions and studying. So I've mentioned in every single video that I think practice questions are the most effective with revising. In my opinion, practice questions makes the 20% of the total work that you can do, but they give you 80% of your total outcome. I genuinely don't know what happened to me while I was filming that video, but I didn't explain it well at all again. So if you take all of the different studying methods that you can use to get a certain grade, let's say you want to get an A star, in my opinion, 20% of the different studying methods are practice questions. They make up 80% of getting an A star. And all of the other different studying methods that make up the 80% are things like notes, friends, videos, classes, highlighting, and they make up the remaining 20% of getting an A star. So in total, if you want to get an A star, you have to do both, but it makes more sense to focus on the practice questions. So I hope the examples make sense, and I know that it's kind of hard to explain. This concept is quite surreal. And the main problem with this is that the 20% and the 80% add up to 100. Our brains are wired to like think of ways to connect things, and I think the beauty of this rule is that it can be applied to anything that you do in life, and it can be, you know, relationships or fitness or business or studying, absolutely anything. And the hardest part is to identify what are those 20% that make the most of the outcome. Once you identify what are those 20%, you just have to let go of the fear that you're not going to be correct, because a lot of people I talk to, they realize that the way they're making notes is not the most efficient way, and there can be a better way. But they're scared to stop doing what they were doing before because so many people are doing it, and they're just like,
oh, what if I stop and I'll just like completely mess up my grades, and you know, there's a reason why everyone's doing it, so I'm gonna do it too.
You know, it's not always best. If it works for you, then congrats, yay. But if it doesn't, then try something new. I hope that this rule makes sense to you. Let me know in the comments if you can think of some ways to use the 80-20 rule in your life. I'd love to read about them. As always, you can follow me on Instagram, even though I don't post anything on there. And thank you very much for all of the support with the videos, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.